Welcome back to the GIST English Masterclass. Today, we're going to dive into some super common, everyday phrases that will help you sound way more natural and fluent when you speak English. So let's get right into it.
All right, so let's talk about a really common feeling. You've studied the grammar, you know plenty of words, but when you speak, you feel like you just sound like you're reading from a textbook, right? Your sentences are perfect, but maybe a little too direct, a little too literal. Don't even worry about it. This is a totally normal step, and today we're going to work on that.
Check this out. This is a perfect example of what I mean. Instead of just saying a flat yes, a fluent speaker is much more likely to say something like, "That sounds good." Why? Well, it's because natural conversation is full of what we call fixed expressions. These are just groups of words that native speakers use all the time. Learning these is the real secret to sounding less like a book and more like, well, you.
First up, let's get into some phrases for agreement. Using these is going to make your conversations feel so much smoother and a lot more friendly. So our very first phrase is, "That sounds good." You use this one when you are accepting a suggestion or a plan. It's just a really polite and natural way to agree. It's much softer, much more conversational than a simple yes, and it shows you're actually happy with the idea.
And here's a fantastic way to see it in action in a professional setting. Imagine your colleague suggests a time for a call. You can just respond, "That sounds good." It's positive, it's polite, and it confirms the plan without any confusion. Simple.
Okay, next up we have "I see what you mean." Oh, this is a great one. It shows the other person that you're not just waiting for your turn to talk, you're actually listening and understanding their point of view. It makes you sound super thoughtful and engaged in the conversation.
For instance, if a coworker thinks a report is way too long, you can say, "I see what you mean," and then you can even add to their idea. It really shows that you value what they have to say.
And hey, just a quick vocabulary tip on that last example. An executive summary? That's just a short, usually one-page summary that goes at the start of a long report. It gives you all the main points so you don't have to read the whole thing. Super useful in the business world. Now, "fair enough" is such a useful and, I think, a really mature phrase. You use it to accept what someone has said even if you don't 100% agree with them. It's a super polite way to basically say, "Okay, I understand where you're coming from, let's just move on." Here's a great example. You might have a little disagreement, but instead of arguing, you can just say, "Fair enough," and start focusing on a solution. It's a total game changer. And by the way, stakeholders just means anyone who is affected by or has an interest in a project's success.
All right, so we know how to agree with people. Now let's flip it and look at some fantastic phrases for sharing our own ideas.
Okay, this one is huge. It depends. Seriously, fluent speakers use this all the time. Because let's be real, most questions in life aren't a simple yes or no, are they? Using "it depends" is a signal that you're actually thinking deeply about all the different sides of the situation.
But here's the key. After you say "it depends," you absolutely have to explain what it depends on. That's what makes you sound so smart and thoughtful. For example, well, it depends on the team, the timeline, and you list out the factors.
Next up is "to be honest." This is a great little opener you can pop at the beginning of a sentence. It's a signal to the listener that you're about to give your real, genuine opinion. It just adds this friendly and sincere feeling to what you're about to say.
So for example, in a meeting you could say something like, "To be honest, I think we need a clear communication strategy." It kind of softens a strong opinion and makes it feel more like a helpful observation instead of a criticism.
I absolutely love this next one. At the end of the day, this phrase is just perfect for cutting through all the noise in a discussion. It means, after we've talked about everything, this right here is the most important thing to remember. It really helps you focus everyone's attention on the final, most important point. And this is just such a powerful way to use it, isn't it? You can talk about budgets, deadlines, new ideas, but then you can bring it all back home by saying, at the end of the day, customer satisfaction is our top priority. It's incredibly impactful.
Okay, for our last section, let's look at a few phrases that help you manage the flow of a conversation, especially at work. This is all about sounding professional, responsible, and totally in control.
Here's a simple one, but it's so powerful. "Let me check." Look, when someone asks you a question and you're not 100% sure of the answer, please don't guess. Just saying, "Let me check" shows you're careful, you're responsible, and you really care about being accurate. And this next phrase often comes right after "let me check." I will get back to you might be one of the most important phrases in business English. It's a professional promise. It tells the other person, I don't have the answer right now, but I will find it and I will contact you later.
What's so great about this example is that it does more than just promise or reply, it manages their expectations. It tells them how you're going to find the answer and gives them a hint about the timeline. It's just so clear, so professional, it's very impressive.
All right, we've learned a ton of really great phrases today, but now it's time for the most important part of this whole lesson. How do you actually make these phrases your own so you can use them naturally? Okay, please listen closely, because this is the big takeaway. Don't just memorize the phrase itself. That's only half the battle. You have to practice using it in a full sentence, something that's connected to a real situation in your life. Context is everything. So pick one phrase, build a sentence with it, and then imagine yourself actually saying it. This right here shows you exactly what I'm talking about. Anybody can learn the words, it depends, but a fluent speaker knows how to use it in a complete thought. So you have to practice the whole sentence. Instead of just fair enough, practice saying, fair enough, let's explore some other options. This right here is how you build real, lasting fluency.
See you in the next class.